It's 8 o'clock, time for Hot Talk.
Yeah.
Make sure the radio dial's in the right spot.
You know it is.
97.1, time for ear fun.
What?
With my two main men, Conway and Whitman.
8 o'clock, time for Hot Talk.
Yeah.
Make sure the radio dial's in the right spot. 97.1, time for ear fun with my main man, Conway and Whitman.
8 o'clock rolls around, putting on C and Dub.
Yeah.
This stuff is hot, gonna pour me some Jewish bub. We got Gina, Jerry, Tim, and Brian naming them tunes. And later on, we're gonna play some Family Feud. It's 8 o'clock,
Time for Hot Talk.
Make sure the radio is in the right spot. 97.1, time for ear fun. With my two main men, Conway and Whitman.
8 o'clock, time for Hot
Hot
Talk.
Talk.
Make sure that the radio dial's in the
Right
right spot.
spot.
97.1, time for ear fun with my two main men, Conway and Whitman. All these Jews want is 3 hours a night. In return commercial, I'm gonna blaze that menorah bright.
Blaze it
You
up!
got a joke? Make like a slap? Don't be a mumser. Pick up the phone fast. 520-9711. 520-9711. 520-9711. 520-9711.
It's 8 o'clock,
Time for Hot Talk.
Make sure the radio dial's in the right spot. 97.1, time for ear fun. With my two main men,
Conway and Whitman. 8 o'clock, time for Hot Talk. Make sure the radio dial's in the right spot. Time for ear fun. 97.1 with my two main men, Conway and Whitman.
Friday night rolls around, good Shabbos to y'all.
Will Whitman be there tonight or give Conway a call?
OCD freak loving his dogs, popping that Wellbutrin like Hanukkah gelt, fool.
Timmy's betting the ponies, losing the shekels. Sophia's sitting there saying, Oh, Babu. Oh, Babu. Oh, Babu.
Oh, Babu.
Oh, Babu.
It's 8 o'clock,
Time for Hot Talk.
Make sure the radio dial's in the right spot. 97.1, time for ear fun. With my two main men,
Conway and Whitman. 8 o'clock, time for Hot Talk. Make sure the radio dial's in the right spot.
Definitely.
97.1, time for ear fun.
Yeah.
With my main man, Conway and Whitman.
Big Jimmy!
Yeah, keep it kosher, keep it kosher.
Keep it kosher, Jews.
Put on that
the hood.
tefillin.
Jew unit.
We out like overalls.
All right,
Pimpin'.
everybody. It is the Conway and Whitman Show, and we are live on 97.1 Free FM. Tim Conway Jr. and Brian David Whitman. Nice to see you, dude.
Timmy Conway Jr., man.
Yeah.
Look at you, man. I said it, man.
All right.
God damn it, man. I said it, man.
All right, we'll talk about that opening song in a bit here. But
Yeah, by the way, are you Jewish?
I'm not, but the two guys that did it are.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's where the Yiddish influence comes from.
Yeah, Jerry Wachowski and Adam Macadocious.
Macadocious, yes, they are a couple of rapping Jews. That should be their name. The name of their coming in off their self-titled CD. Here are the rapping Jews.
The two biggest disappointments to that very, very popular religion that does nothing but turn out respectable people in this community.
Right.
And for some reason, these two guys, embarrassed, maybe have taken that religion back 10 years.
Yeah, if ear fun rhymed with Whitman,
That's what I told them. I said, you got to change you got to ear fun with my main mun, Conway and Whitman.
yeah, they could have said Whitman.
Yeah, they're going to change it.
Yeah, because ear
All right.
fun, Whitman. Yeah.
All right, this is what we do when we come back from vacation. We try to figure out how much Brian Whitman lost in Las Vegas.
All right, gang.
And I was there. Yeah, I was there probably not the same time as you were there.
No, I had a domestic, Tim.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I had a domestic. I didn't want to get into this, but, this show is nothing.
Can we talk about it on the air?
You know what? I was going to say no, but what the F?
All right.
Let's just talk about it because I find this show is more interesting when we talk about it. By the way, do you have my credit card? I have no idea what my credit card.
No, I don't.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm missing it.
Which one? The Black American Express?
I don't want to say, but I am missing a credit card. So
Gina, do you have his credit card?
can someone...
No.
No, I don't.
Can someone check Wilshire Boulevard for a no-limit American Express card, please?
You really don't have it, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea where it is.
All right, you'll find it.
Yeah.
That won't freak you out too much.
No, I'll be fine for the next 3 hours. I had a domestic. Here's what happened. Now, I had a domestic about a month ago. Was it 6 weeks ago?
I don't know.
It was so severe I had to take the night off. You remember that.
Right.
But by the way, the days of me taking the night off
Are over.
are over.
Wow.
Yeah. I've turned over a new leaf. I think I'm a little bit healthier. And for example, today
was it the troop surge in Iraq that's brought you back into work?
Hey, look, the surge is working.
They straighten you out.
Hey, look, I had Al Gore over at the White House today.
I noticed that.
Well, so this is what it looks like on the inside.
Not too uncomfortable for either one of them.
Yeah, it's not too weird, right? How are you? Good to see you. Have a seat anywhere you like. Just not at that big desk. No, I had a domestic, but no, like today, for example. 2 years ago, I would have taken today off. A year ago, I would have taken today off because I've had a little problem.
All right.
Is this wild? I've spent a little time in the restroom.
Ah, ass is on fire.
But I'm fine now. I think I'm okay.
All right.
But so I had a domestic about 6 weeks ago.
And you had another one over Thanksgiving.
Right. Well, the night I spoke to you, I had a domestic.
Right.
And I apologize for the emotion and all of that.
Okay.
In advance, I would like to apologize to you for. But I get, I'm a very emotional. I am totally emo.
Right. Did I do enough for you that night in talking with you, or?
I think you were pretty helpful until
I had to press on.
Right. Until you gave me some line that you were with somebody.
I was at Chevy's in Encino. I was meeting a couple of old friends there.
Right. I think we talked for 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it was 10 minutes.
Yeah, see? All right. So, yeah, you were very helpful. You were helpful because, you were helpful.
Ah, Bubbo. I just gave you a lot of those. Anyway, Whitman calls me up because I called him to see if he was in Vegas. We were going to be in Vegas at the same time.
Right. And you actually called the hotel operator where I stay and where you stay and said, may I be connected to the room of Brian Whitman?
And they connected me to your room.
And, dude, I swear to God, I was not there.
I'm not saying you were. I'm just saying they connected me to your room.
Yeah. Well,
so I call Whitman, and he's not in Vegas, but he's hysterical.
Right. But what I
like a major meltdown.
Right, in the car.
Were you were crying like that in the car?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But, I mean, I wasn't.
I thought somebody.
But I wasn't hysterical. I was choked up.
Well, okay.
I mean, was I? I don't think I was hysterical.
All right. Whatever. But
here's what I was doing. I was driving to Vegas on my own. I was going to go on my own. I said, "F it. I'm going by myself. I don't care. I don't need anyone. Any dude, any woman, anyone. I can go to Vegas and have a good time on my own."
Right.
But what happened was the domestic dispute, the argument before I left the house, continued with cell phone conversations on my trip on the 15. Actually, I don't think I made it to the 15. And I was threatened. And you know what my Achilles heel is.
Those dogs.
Right. So a threat was leveled at me that one of the dogs is not really mine. I don't have
3 years ago.
Human children. Excuse me, Tim. Jerry played a sound effect in the middle of your conversation.
I'm not going to repeat it.
No, you have to. The audience didn't hear it, and I didn't hear it.
I'm not going to repeat it. If he wants to play sound effects over what I say. No, okay. All right. But you bought this dog with her 4 years ago?
Right.
All right.
Right.
And now she's threatening to take that dog to Seattle.
Right. Well, I don't want to get too into it, please, Tim. But please, you want to give zip codes for God's sake? So
I'm just trying to let the audience know what's going on.
No, she split, and I kept the dogs.
Right. What's the dog's name?
George.
Okay.
All right. And he's a Yorkie, and he's so cute. And I'd give my life for him. You know that. I've already said that.
Right.
I would jump in front of a train for these dogs.
Right.
And you know I mean that.
I absolutely believe you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry, please.
As a matter of fact, we should test that theory down at Grand Central. There's a Union Station here? Union Station.
Right, Union Station. Grand Central Terminal is in New York. But I could go back to New York.
You should grab one of those dogs and do a test run at Union Station with you.
Will Whitman jump in front of a speeding train? Find out tonight with Conway and Whitman on a very special Conway.
And you would, too.
Absolutely, I would. To save them, I would jump on the tracks to get them off the tracks.
Right. This is what would happen. That dog would be on the tracks. You jump in to save that dog. You'd get demolished by the train.
Would be okay if I saved the dog.
And I'd just be, smoking a cigarette on the side going, what an idiot.
I'll tell you, man. God damn it, man.
Did you see what just happened there?
I tell you, man, my last partner jumps off a stage, and this
guy
mother
jumped in
effer
front of a train,
jumps
man.
off a subway platform. Oh, babo.
Babo. All right, so
the threat that was leveled at me was, I am taking this dog. So you go to Vegas, and you do what you want, but when you get back, this dog is not going to be here.
Uh-oh.
I started to cry.
Right. And that's when you called me? Or shortly after that, right?
Right. I collected myself. I thought, didn't you call me? Didn't I answer your phone?
I don't know. I don't know how it happened. How it shook down.
I can check the phone. I think you called me because you were wondering where I was, if I was in Vegas or not.
I think you may have been returning my call, but either way,
Either way, I came unglued in the car, which is not safe.
Right.
So I pulled over to collect myself because that's not safe to drive like that, to be all crazy.
Sure.
So I pulled over to the side. I got off the freeway, and I collected myself, and I just, relax, because you can't be driving with that kind of emotion. Talk to you.
Don't drink and cry. Don't drive and cry.
I was not drinking, Tim.
Oh, yeah, don't drink. Don't drive and cry. Don't cry and drive.
No, don't be emo.
Don't be. All right. Okay.
Don't be emo, and drive.
Okay. That you. All right. Go ahead.
Tim, please do not suggest to the audience that I was drinking.
I'm not saying you were drinking. I was trying to figure out the new slogan that you should do a PSA for. Don't cry and drive.
Right, we have that little PSA sound.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brian Whitman. I've learned from personal experience not to be emo and drive. And what I mean by that is, don't cry and drive. It puts you and everyone else at risk. Can you log that as a PSA?
You slide into a family of 8, wipe them all out. What happened? I was crying. What?
I was on my way to Las Vegas, and I got totally emo. I wiped out a family of 4 headed to Barstow. Please, don't cry and drive. Right. So anyway, I then did the calculation. Go to Vegas by myself, be depressed out of my mind, come home, and is this a real threat? I mean, is the dog really not there? So I turned the car around, and I went back home.
Wow. And you got back there and the dog was fine?
Of course. I got back and I was said, and this was said to me, "What are you doing here?" I said, quote, "I live here."
The odd couple.
That's what was said to me. What?
All right. So the dog's fine.
The dog is fine. Everything is fine. And guess what? I am very good at clearing up domestic disputes. I'm a peacemaker. I'm really like a 2007 Jimmy Carter. I can bring warring factions together, even if I am one. And so what I did was I used my powers of persuasion, and what I tried to do.
Is this Jimmy Carter giving a speech?
Deutsche Jugend, nach einem Jahr
I don't find this funny.
kann ich euch hier wieder begrüßen. Ihr seid heute hier.
Recently,
Is he talking to Habitat for Humanity?
Yeah. Recently on this program, it has become fashionable to depict the former president as a Nazi, and I want to go on record and say I don't.
It bothers you,
It
right?
bothers me tremendously. It bothers me.
All right.
Because this is the time of year
All right, then we won't do it very often.
to give to Habitat for Humanity.
All right, so you go to you.
So
get back.
I pack it. I patch it all up. I mean, I'm a really good arguer. I mean,
Right.
I can really get into it, but I can patch it up pretty well too. I know what to
Good for
say
you.
to patch it up.
All right, now you went to Vegas.
So the next day we went to Vegas.
Didn't do well. By the way, I've discovered it's very tough to go to Las Vegas with a 2-year-old. And because of that, our trip was cut short.
Now, you used to go when she was like 1.
When
and
she was 6 months old or a year old, it was great because she would sit in the stroller and fall asleep, and you could hold her and carry her around. Now she wants to run around.
Oh, look.
And that's what people, that's
No,
what kids
look.
shouldn't be doing in
No,
Vegas.
hey, look, no, that's what they do. These 2-year-olds, they run around.
Right.
And they want to play slot machines. And, they can't do that.
Yeah, that's what she did. She
No.
grabbed the slot machines.
Well, she's learning early.
She went up and grabbed a blackjack table and was like reaching up on the table at the chips.
Oh, Tim, they won't tolerate that.
That's what they said.
Okay, that's what I figured.
That's why we left. We were supposed to be there till Thursday, and we left on Tuesday.
You'd be happy to know I saw no gay shows. Usually I go and I see.
Is that right?
Yeah, I see like Barry Manilow or Celine Dion.
Right.
Turns out they were both not performing, so I couldn't see it.
You didn't see the Thunder from Down Under, the Australian topless guys?
I have never seen that show. Now stop this.
All right.
I have never seen that. I didn't even see my friend Louis Anderson.
Wow.
Oh, I perform.
Got the Excalibur?
No, that's right. I perform at Excalibur. Why don't you come and see me? I would have comped your tickets. How many? Whatever.
That's rude that you didn't go see him.
You know, that's so rude.
Right?
Well, I will.
It's Wild Willie Anderson.
Hey, Willie.
What's going on, Whitman?
I would have. I will see him eventually at his at the
You
Excalibur.
better see it quick.
I probably should. As it turns out, Tim, I
Should
probably
probably go tomorrow.
What in the world does that mean?
I'm just saying that Vegas is always, it's constantly in motion.
He's fine. What I probably, in retrospect, I probably should have seen 15 shows and just gone from show to show to show
Right.
to show to show to show to eat to eat to eat to show to show to show and have avoided that area. You know those tables with the felt? You know, the felt on top and they
Right.
dispense cards?
Right.
I should have stayed away from those.
All right. So how much did you lose?
Well, do you want to make it a contest? That's what we
All right.
usually...
Do we have a giveaway? Do we have any giveaways?
Can you...
Nothing?
God damn it.
All right. I'm going to give away a Christmas card I got, or a Thanksgiving card I got, signed by Ted Ziegenbusch. Ted Ziegenbusch is over on...
The Fish.
No,
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's on...
No, he's not on Coast anymore.
yes, he is. He does evenings on the coast.
No, he's
Trust me, he's on the coast now.
I thought he went to the Fish.
No, he went back to the coast.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good move for him.
But him and his wife, April, sent me a Christmas card, or a Thanksgiving card. The only Thanksgiving card I got is from Ziegenbusch.
I didn't think people sent Thanksgiving
It
cards.
says, Happy Thanksgiving. When we take time to count our blessings each year, we always think of you.
Can I read it like Ted?
Ted and April, yeah.
Ted. Happy Thanksgiving. When we take time to count our blessings each year, we always think of you.
All right. And then right under it, it's for all your real estate needs.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah, I guess he's a mortgage consultant.
I'm Ted Ziegenbusch. I am on Coast 103.5 in the evening, and during the day I'm showing properties. Matter of fact, I have an open house in Pacoima tomorrow. It's right before my shift, and, we're playing 24/7 Christmas music on Coast 103.5. We're in 63 degrees along
The coast.
the...
I got to rip his address off it, though, so it's going to be part of a card. So you get Ted Ziegenbusch's card to me for Thanksgiving if you guess how much Brian Whitman lost in Las Vegas.
Now, why did Ted Ziegenbusch send you a card and not me a card?
I'm friends with the guy. I go to the racetrack with the dude.
Oh, he's a track dude?
Yeah, he's one of the best handicappers on the planet.
Are you kidding?
No.
He's a Christian. He was on
Well, there's some Christians out there.
Hold on a second. He was on the Christian radio station. Doesn't he know that Jesus went into the temples and overturned the tables when there was gambling going on?
Nah, I missed that bit.
Oh, he missed that scripture.
It's like your religion where you pick and choose.
Get out of here.
Pluck this. I don't like this. I don't like that. I like this. I don't like that.
Excuse me, Tim. I am not like that. You know what I did? You know what I did yesterday? I hung a cross in my home.
Good for you. All right, that's the first sign to being permanently single. All right, folks, how and a wild odor that comes along with that.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah,
You know what?
I think it was Adam Carolla that said that guys that have more than 6 crosses in their house. There's also a funky odor in there, too.
By the way, there are not more than 6 crosses in my home.
But
there's one above the fireplace.
I know, but every time, a journey starts with one step, young man.
I find it outrageous, and may I just say, with all due respect to Ted Ziegenbusch, who I like a lot on the air, and I'm also a good friend of, I think Mike Balsack-Laurides is very good. He does the midday show.
Right. But he's never heard that term.
I'm sorry, did I say his name wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. Mike Balsack-Laurides?
Oh, Babu.
All right.
Third grade.
Right. Well, it's like you.
Where's the recess bell?
Yeah, it's like Mel Brooks here calling me Brian Essman. Hey, dude. Hey, Essman. Hey, yeah, man.
Or Witless.
Patting himself. Yeah, Brian Witless on the air there. I am surrounded by Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner here, who, you know.
Yeah. And you come in with Shecky Green's act.
Well, but let me just say that.
Who are you, Don Rickles?
I find it outrageous, I will simply say, that Ted Ziegenbusch, it's 64 degrees along the coast, that he would do the morning show on a religious radio station where it's called The Fish, as in...
Oh, please, give him a break.
No, excuse me. Where and Christ, you know, he turned the water to wine and the loaves of bread to stone and
right.
Stone to bread, and I mean, he fed everybody. Jesus put together a hell of a Thanksgiving meal with a couple of stones and some Sprite. That this guy would be a handicapper?
He's a great. Him and his kid are both great handicappers.
Do you think?
All right, come on. Let's
do you think the Jesus freaks who listened to him on The Fish knew that he was after his shift?
They don't care.
Going to Santa Anita after his shift.
The rest of the fish is going there too. All right. Let's take some calls here. How much did Brian Whitman lose in Las Vegas? And the winner gets an autographed Thanksgiving card from Ted and April Ziegenbusch.
The Ziegenbusches.
Tim Conway Jr. and Brian Whitman's going to sign this as well.
Would you like me to sign that right now?
Yeah, sign that, will you? All right, 520-9710. How much did Brian Whitman lose in Las Vegas?
I'd like to sign Ted's rack.
520-9710 and 888-520-9710. It is the Conway and Whitman Show, and we're live on 97.1 Free FM. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the Conway and Whitman Show, and we're live on 97.1 Free FM. Our little buddy Brian Whitman went to Las Vegas.
And by the way, if anything I said in the last segment offended the Ziegenbusch family, and I mean...
He's got a thick skin. All right, let's take some calls here. How much did Brian Whitman lose in Las Vegas? Marissa in San Clemente, you're on 97.1 Free FM.
What's up, you guys?
Hey.
Hi, Marissa.
How are you?
Good. Happy holidays, and let me be the first to say... Merry Christmas, if that's what you celebrate.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. How much did Whitman lose?
I'm thinking he lost, I don't know, maybe about $5,000 or so.
That is an incorrect guess.
I'm sorry, that is wrong. It's higher than $5,000. Eric in Playa del Rey, you're on the air.
How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, with the $15,000 loss last time, I think it's got to be more and be 17.
All right, that's incorrect. It's lower than 17.
And by the way, if I made you tell my history, the caller is correct. Last time it was $15,000. However, 2 years ago this Thanksgiving, just 2 years ago this past weekend, it was $10,000.
Right, that's when everybody got juked on their Christmas gift.
Please, Tim. But my last trip was the worst trip. Before this trip, without revealing any other information, up until that time was the worst trip ever when I did lose, indeed,
$15,000.
And was cut off by every credit card company I've ever done business with.
Is that right?
Yeah, I actually slid my card, and they said, it's over. And I called and said, please pick up the phone. And I picked up the phone, and they said, you're out. I mean, you've hit your...
You should have called me. I could have said just
I was done. I said, you know what? I better go to the room at this point.
Dan, you better go to a meeting at that point. All right, let's go to Robert in Norco. You're on 97.1 Free FM. How much did Whitman lose in Vegas?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
All right, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Jerry, is it that bank that's cracking, or is it his all their
do you have
phones?
Is there something in front of the thing over there?
No, let's try this one.
Yeah, try the other bank.
Robert, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here, guys.
All right.
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah.
Robert, can you count to 5 for us, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Perfect.
Yeah, that
okay.
loud sounds clear.
All right, how much did Whitman lose?
Well, I was guessing a little bit lower earlier, but after that last caller, I'm figuring about $7,800.
No, it's less than $7,800. It's between $5,000 and $7,800.
$7,800. What do you think? I have a gambling problem?
Sal in Altadena, you're on 97.1.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Sal.
I was going to say, Merry Christmas, Tom.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to
Merry
you.
Christmas, Conway and
Thank
Whitman.
you very much.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to have to go with
Never can get in too early
65.
for that, I guess. $6,500?
55?
65.
65.
Yeah.
You just missed it, but you're low, dude. 65 is a good guess.
Is a very solid guess.
Yeah, I'd throw a C note at that. Fred in Simi Valley, you're on 97.1 Free FM.
6625.
Are you a nut?
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
No, it's lower than 6625.
Why would you?
And it's higher than 6,500.
Why would you throw a 25 on there?
I don't know. Warren and Downey, you're on 97.1. How much did Whitman lose?
I'm guessing probably 65-50.
No. Wow.
A lot of dummies play this game.
A lot of guys that our batteries are worn out in their calculator. Taylor on the 101. You're on 97.1 Free FM.
Hello, Louis Anderson.
Hi, Taylor.
How are ya?
Good. Do you gamble?
What game were you playing? Was it craps or
No,
blackjack?
I was playing slots and blackjack.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with $7,200 American.
No, dude, you're a moron.
By the way, I only, just for further reference for those who are online to play, I only deal in American currency. I don't gamble with euros.
All right, here's the phone number. I'm going to give you a major hint on this one because there's a lot of dumb guys out there. 520-9710 and 888-520-9710.
Here comes
here's the major hint.
Okay.
It's exactly $100 more than $6,500. All right? Let's see if you guys could figure that out. Ryan in Riverside, you're on 97.1 Free FM.
What's up? I'll say 6,600.
Hey, congratulations, dude. All right, hold on one sec. He gets the autographed Thanksgiving card from Ted and April Ziegenbusch, Tim Conway Jr. and Brian Whitman, all autographed.
Well, and it's a card from Ted Ziegenbusch, one of really L.A. radio's finest broadcasters, and it's really quite a beautiful card. I mean, if you have a lot of whiteout at your house, you could white out everything that Ted and April wrote in the card. You could white out his real estate business card. And you could maybe send this to...
And there's a recipe down there at the bottom.
Right, you'd have to white that out. Well, I guess you could keep that.
All right, I got something to play that's going to make you angry.
Why are you doing this to me a half hour back from vacation? Why?
I just feel like it, okay? All right, this is... what is it? All right, Randy Wang has come into the studio. What's going on with you?
Hey, Brian, I know this is a bad time.
All right, Randy Wang is with us. He's one of our producers here.
What the hell is going on here?
Brian, I know this is a bad time because you lost $6,600, but I have to tell you, you owe me $500.
I absolutely do not owe you $500.
You owe me $500. Now, here's what happened. I went home
No,
Let me explain.
Randy, I absolutely do not owe you $500.
Can I explain?
I think you do.
Here's what happened. I went home for Thanksgiving, and my parents listened to the show, and they were listening to the Name That Tune with me and you doing Michael Jackson, and the one we did after that. So I come home, and they say, where's the $500? I say, what are you talking about? Then they play back for me on the podcast that at the very end of our Michael Jackson fight, you challenged me to the rematch, and you said, if I beat you, you'd give me $500.
That's outrageous. I never said it.
You never said it?
This tape will tell the jury otherwise. Turn the audio vault on there, Bubba.
I have no idea.
It's on. It's already on.
That's untrue. I never said that.
Oh, well, that's...
I hear me going,
It's not playing.
well, good. Because you know why it's not playing? Because it was never said. It's not because you can't play something that was never said.
It's not playing?
No, it just says,
Now, who is that me?
Can you play from in there? Do you know where it is?
What's it called?
But Brian 500 in the audio vault, it's not playing. It's been cut.
I think Brian might have sabotaged
That's
that
all
tape.
that's playing.
It's labeled Conway and Randy Shanghai Whitman for 500. That's what it's labeled.
I heard it this afternoon.
I'm going to edit it right now. I'm going to trim it real quick.
Yeah,
I heard it this afternoon.
Edit is the key word. I don't owe anyone on this program $500. I give and I give and I give.
That's all it is right now.
That's me, by the way. I know my own voice.
Here's what I got in here.
All right.
That's all I got, too.
Okay.
So, all right, ladies, the jury is dismissed.
All right, I guess you don't owe him $500. We're going to try to fix that tape during this break.
I'll be ready in 2 seconds.
All right, when we come back, we're going to play a piece of tape that will force Brian Whitman to legally pay Randy Wang $500. I
absolutely don't owe him.
And I believe you can take him to court over it.
Good. Let's go to Judge Joe Brown. All right.
I think you could do it, and I think you would win. Although, I don't know, making a wager in the state of California on something like that might be illegal.
Well, that's why I didn't do it.
Well, let's.
I know the law, Tim.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. All right, when we come back, we're going to play this and see if what the audience thinks. But it looks like Brian Whitman is going to have to write a check or pay Randy $500. That's my personal and professional view
of
the tape I heard this afternoon.
Which, of course, does not surprise me, because whenever there's a dispute, and let me underline... I'm going to get this sentence out. Whenever there's a dispute, you are always on the other side of me.
That's not true. In this case, I have to be, because the audio tape is killer proof. It's wildly damaging.
I never said it
to your side.
I don't believe I ever said it.
Well, you don't have to believe. When I come back, I'm going to play it for you.
Yeah, why don't you guys go edit something together? Why don't you guys go Shanghai me?
We're not editing something together. This actually happened. All right, and then at 10 o'clock tonight, Malibu Dan's coming in.
Well,
look at that.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, folks.
Yeah, it's a big night here. We got news at 9 o'clock. And when we come back, we're going to play this tape of Brian Whitman, and the audience will decide whether he has to pay $500 to Randy Wang.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Conway and Whitman, and we're live on 97.1 Free FM.
Merry Christmas.